What's up, fight fans? This is JD of BBTV News, and I'm back to give y'all the latest and greatest news in the sport of boxing. With that being said, if this is your first time on the channel, I would like to invite you to hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell so you are updated on our latest drops that come at you daily. Now, with that being said, man, let's talk a little bit about drunken David Benavidez, the drunken Mexican monster. Over the weekend, Diego Pacheco had a bout, and one of his supporters is the Mexican monster David Benavidez, and noticeably, David Benavidez was a little gone off that liquor this past weekend while he was attending the
Second
bout.
half of the fight.
I want to see him use the distance more and his power. He's looking like using his power, so I'm really happy with what he's using right now.
What do you do against a guy that's got a long jab but is sticking it in your face all night?
You gotta keep doing that all night and looking for that right hand.
Thanks, David.
Now, David Benavidez was working the room. He did the matchroom interview. He did other interviews for other reporters. And needless to say, we could all clearly tell that he was tipsy, And so in the aftermath of all that, David Benavidez came out and, he talked about, how he apologizes and, he didn't want to make a fool of himself the way he did. And that wasn't his intention. Now, for me, I don't feel like he owes an apology, to anybody. I feel like at the end of the day, man, you're 27 years old, man. Live your life, bruh. YOLO, you only live once. Now, but what I will say that we did see, in my opinion, I do feel like, with this 175-pound bout against, Alexander Vosdick, you could kind of clearly tell that, it might be a little bit easier to make 175 pounds than 168. A lot of these fighters, it may seem like, a small weight difference, but when you're talking about a few pounds, that makes a massive difference between, the types of foods and drinks that you can consume. You going up a few pounds, you could go have a few libations on the weekend and then, work it off the next day on Sunday and still be on track to make weight for that bout later on this summer. Now, the other interesting element, and I'm going to be honest, this is the part of it I really did not like that David Benavidez did. I didn't like that Benny did this. And that was, at a certain point, he got caught up. He was kind of a little inebriated. And he continued to kind of talk a little bit of trash about Canelo Alvarez. The reason why that is absolutely important is because we all know how Canelo Alvarez operates as it comes to, choosing his opponents for his bouts. He's one of those fighters that he's the money man in the sport. He's the ace side in all scenarios. And so if he feels like you're clout chasing or if he feels like, you're going overboard with the disrespect, Canelo Alvarez, he's going to use that against you when it really comes time to really make a bout, And so if David Benavidez continues on this track, of calling out a Canelo Alvarez, man, that means more and more, that Canelo Alvarez will have the ammunition to say, hey, I'm not giving you the fight, bro. All you want is a payday. That's all you want, man. He too disrespectful. We've seen that too many times with Canelo Alvarez. And I would not want to see David Benavidez trash talk his way out of a Canelo Alvarez bout. Now, for a lot of fighters, when you trash talk them in, you're that close in weight, pretty much, David Benavidez can still make 168. For some of your other fighters, trash talk might, gas them up. It might make them really want to make the fight happen so that they could prove that they're really better than you. But no, man. That doesn't work that way with Saul Canelo Alvarez. And it's really not going to work that way because I've said it once and I'll say it again. David Benavidez is a younger, stronger, faster version of Gennady Golovkin. Point blank, period. He's a younger, faster, stronger version of him. And so if you're Canelo Alvarez, you're 6 years older. You're still 33. You should still be making the fight with Benavidez. But if you feel like you're so established and you don't need David Benavidez for your resume, at least this is how Canelo is thinking, And you got this younger, stronger, quicker, fighter who's even better than what many would consider was probably your arch nemesis in Gennady Golovkin, and he's talking trash. Yeah, man, you're gonna be looking for every angle and every out of that bout. And so, with that being said, David Benavidez, brother, do not say anything else about Canelo Alvarez. Bro, we all want to see that bout occur. We want to see you two get in the ring and give us a massive Mexican showdown. So please, bro, in no more interviews, I need you bigging up Canelo Alvarez. I need you to tell him that he's the best, tell him he's the A-side, tell him that he is a magnificent fighter, whatever you got to do, bro, but no more trash talk. Because the more you do that, the more that the Canelo Alvarez camp is going to use that as an out to not do the bout with you, man. So that's the only part of the weekend that, with the interviews with the drunken David Benavidez that I would say that kind of went left. But overall, man, you're 27 years old. David Benavidez, live your life, bro. I salute you, bro. You're getting money. You're doing what you got to do in the sport of boxing, man. You got so many opportunities on the way for you to really show your greatness and prove how great you are in the sport. And I believe David Benavidez will go down as one of the greats. Not many can stand up to the pressure, the barrage of punches that he has coming at you nonstop. And that's what even has Canelo Alvarez second guessing whether he really wants to be in a war with David Benavidez. And you also got to factor in, you also know that if he fights David Benavidez, it wouldn't be just one time. Because imagine if David Benavidez won and took all of the 168 straps from Canelo. There's going to be a rematch clause. So now you're sitting here in a scenario where potentially Canelo will have to face him not once, but twice. So, at the end of the day, man, David Benavidez is a magnificent fighter, man. Just don't say nothing else about Canelo, man. But nevertheless, man, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section about David Benavidez versus Canelo Alvarez. Do you think the trash talk, towards Canelo is going to hinder the fight? Or do you think that it's much to do about nothing and at some point Canelo Alvarez might spin the block and really make this fight regardless with David Benavidez? Let me know what y'all think. We're going to keep giving y'all the latest and greatest news in the sport of boxing. Please remember to hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell. And we're going to keep giving y'all the latest and greatest news in the sport. Till next time.
The second half of the fight.
I want to see him use the distance more and his power. He's looking like using his power, so I'm really happy with what he's using right now.
What do you do against a guy that's got a long jab but is sticking it in your face all night?
You gotta keep doing that all night and looking for that right hand.
Thanks, David.
And